Ass crackers.
Ass crackers. So, you guys all have a contract to undertake today. Another one given out by Halman von Eldridge, a local sort of wealthy, dilettante, and semi-retired monster hunter. You don't spend long at the take, as most of the information is going to be given out by Halman himself. So Merton just hands over 2 healing pies, thinking you guys probably don't need much more than that.
Or just basic ones.
Yeah, 2 basic healing pies.
So generous.
And Merton actually does pipe up and go, yes, unfortunately a lot of the supplies that we used to make the healing pies were kept in his own... what's his name? In Halman, the pie maker's shop, and we're slowly running low, so we've decided to be a little more frugal with them.
It's fine.
You've been using supplies from Herman's?
Yes, he had a lot of supplies in his pie shop. Nothing too big, just magical ingredients and...
Excuse me. I'm just going to throw up for a while. Don't mind me.
Oh, okay.
I won't be taking a pie.
I do not understand who is this Halman.
It was a contract giver a while ago who turned out to be turning himself into a lich. He was a very impressive pie maker. Yes, old boy, before I took his ring and began making pies myself. Yes, Urzin, exactly.
The pies were people.
He took the ring of a lich and then started... No, never mind, I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure everything is fine.
He hasn't always spoken like that. I seem to remember him having a different accent.
No, it's all... In fact, you guys, you should head on your way and then talk to Halman.
DM quickly drags the map away.
Did anyone get the pies?
Yeah, you guys can decide who has what pie.
He's like, yeah, pies. I love the fact that I can now see a lot more things that exist in Halman's house.
Oh, can you? Oh, wait, these are on the wrong layer, that's why.
I cannot see anything.
I see only blackness.
Oh, really? Oh, I can see.
I'll fix that once I've fixed a whole bunch of things. Sorry, I was stop looking! Stop it!
It's almost like he's prepping for something.
It's almost like I had to start adding guards to this guy's home. Where I didn't think they'd be required before.
The ones they're actually they're on the wrong part of the layer still. The tokens are on top of the black
I know,
space.
I'm getting to it.
I'm trying not to look, but everywhere I move my mouse I see more things. I'm just gonna go to the right.
Just look away from your screen, dumbass.
Just look at Discord.
Discord's already up in the top right, so the screen's still all thingy.
Maximize it.
This is where we find out that Marcus actually sits with his head in a clamp and his eyes pinned open.
Clockwork Orange style.
It depends. Sometimes you guys are on the big TV, sometimes it's on the...
I really didn't think this would be necessary, so as well as making my today's contract, because I didn't make that until recently, I also very quickly was like, I better add some shit to Halman's house. It's empty. Just in case they're like, fucking stab him.
Would we do that?
Possibly.
I mean, if we do that, we probably can win.
You don't know.
Wait, are we attacking him now?
No.
I mean, we could.
Never attack anyone that put out a contract, because that's how you get yourself not put on any contracts anymore.
It's also worth saying, Halman does. Your boss does know that you were coming directly here, so Merton might be a little suspicious. Yeah. All right, there we go. So now you're all in.
Okay.
Yeah, you're at this large, stately, better defended than you remember manor.
And I start taking very careful attention to the defences and the layout of the structure.
There's a Hydra and a dragon.
2 Tarrasques.
We'll be fine.
How high are the walls? Are there any open windows?
I don't recognise either of the people that are waiting for us.
Is there a portcullis?
Yeah, there is actually. There's a gate and a portcullis that you go under.
Hi, how are the walls? How high are the walls?
About 30 or so feet.
I kind of figured that's what we do following Nate's sort of thing. We're not going to
You guys are
looking at the place over now. We're thinking we might have to break
I mean,
into
if someone
one
wants
day.
to roll like a perception check to get a little more information about what they're sort of seeing.
I got a
Wait,
plus
could I
Of
roll
course I will.
investigation?
I got +4.
Sure. Yeah, just roll on
I'm walking like I'm drunk.
Depending on what the highest one is, I'll give you like that much information.
Should I make a perception or investigation? Which is
Perception.
better?
This is looking
I
around.
feel like
Just
if you're,
let it
if
out,
you're properly investigating the place, people
You're
will
touching
notice.
the walls and
You're like, oh yes, what's in this cupboard over here? Everyone's like,
Shaking the portcullis and going, that would probably
Pretty
not
sturdy.
stand up to off, but slamming against it.
I better buy that other potion of growth then. I was
amazing.
annoyed I didn't get to do that on
All right,
Sicilian's one. I was hoping to just run at the door.
Yeah, you guys all did well. You can see these two, like the sort of arms of the house, are 2 stories tall, quite high up. The walls are pretty sturdy looking. All the windows on the bottom floors are like arrow slits, although there's some like regular windows up on the top. On the second floor. You can also see like there's a little bit of movement in the house. You probably see like a servant wandering by on one of the top levels. There's a balcony up around about here where I'm picking. There's a balcony kind of overlapping there. And you maybe see a servant look down and watch the adventurers come inside. This doesn't exist. There's no like basement entrance there.
Joe goes down into the basement.
Alright, you don't because it doesn't exist there. You also notice this
I'm
bit's like
seeing things.
opens into like
That's
a dining hall. There's kind of an open air dining hall over there.
Can I go and steal his cutlery?
I mean, you can, but yeah, Halman's right there. Everyone sees this older half-elf man. I say older, like it looks like he's in his
Wait, is that
60s.
supposed to be Halman?
Yeah, that's Halman.
Well, he changes. You change every time I see you, Halman.
Literally has that ability.
Pick a face and stick with it.
But he sees you all coming up and he smiles, and just sort of in his shadow is this pale, like albino elf dressed in like a servant's livery, but like sort of good servant's livery. And he sees you all come along. He's like, hello everyone, good to see you. And Lucian, and he goes up and attempts to sort of shake Lucian's hand because he's quite familiar with him.
Good to see you.
Good to see
How
you.
are you doing?
Well, I'm glad that we have this second chance to catch Deacon Smyth after the last one. Rothbert, good to see you again. You looking forward to having a second go at Smyth?
Hopefully it'll go better than the last.
Yes, hopefully. And Uncle Joe, I've not seen you since I sent you to get that book for me. You did well then. I'm hoping you can do the same now. And,
Thank you.
And John, I hope Ayun is continuing to bless you.
Yeah. Sometimes she blesses me with knowledge, sometimes she blesses me with sarcastic responses.
Yes, that does sound like most of our gods. and he notices Vladimir, and Samantha's like, you I do not know. I am Halman von Eldritch. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Fun. Are you nobility? House definitely seems like it.
No, not exactly. It's a chosen name.
Vladimir. Also a chosen name, not that it is relevant.
Yes. Pleasure to meet you, Vladimir. Pleasure. Come, we'll go to the study and we can talk about what must be done. And he hobbles off. He's got like a cane that he walks with. His manservant sort of going in his shadow. Yeah, he leads you into this down to the north into this study.
Lucian, are you having intercourse with your microphone?
No, I'm just stripping off.
Okay.
Send pictures?
It'll take him 10 minutes because he wears full plate in real life too. Just in case.
It takes like a minute to take it off.
Joe's
10
gonna sit in
minutes,
the fire
actually,
and go,
I think.
I'm still cold.
Yeah, so he shows everyone inside and it's like good. And there's some wine and food and stuff waiting. Still tends to try for the hospitality, and you all enter. He's like, good. Anyway, to business then. I have discovered that there is a town. It is known as Tavern Mall. It is near the place you were at before. It is in the same large body of water. I believe that this town, something underneath it, there is a creature, according to my sources. An ancient and terrible abomination that Smyth holds some fealty to or fascination with. Should this creature be attacked, it will call for aid, and Smyth will be forced to come and face whoever's attacking it. Of course, this will force him to teleport to you, getting rid of his natural ability to escape. So, what you need to do, go to Tavern's Mall, discover where this creature is, attack it, kill it, and kill Smyth as well. Should you do so, I will get what I need, which is Smyth removed, hopefully weakening his vile cult and stopping their activities around the body of water, and you will have access to the creature's wealth. And as I understand it, it is extremely wealthy. Should reap great rewards from doing so.
Do you have any idea what kind of creature we are talking about? Creature is very loose term.
I know. I'm sorry. I got this information from a member of the Church of the Deep, who only really thought of it as a creature, a sort of divine entity in its eyes. I know that it lives in the water there, or lives in some form of watery area there.
Some
it's
kind
quite
of
large.
Maybe something from deep in the ocean.
Possibly the Church of the Deep
worships it.
Yes, the Church of the Deep worship Dagon, as we've discovered, an ancient creature from the deeps. So it's likely this creature is some form of abomination from the ocean.
This deacon, the lady, why do you want her dead?
My research has shown that he has been active for many years, leading the Church of the Deep. The church appears to be a group of many different cults scattered around this large body of water and areas beyond. My research has shown that they conduct kidnappings, murders, intimidations, and summonings of strange creatures from the far realms.
Do you have any evidence of this, or are you just against other religions? I'm just curious. I'm a man of science.
I have no problem with other religions in general, but this one is a dangerous sort that assault many. I myself adhere to many different religions.
You say this is a dangerous religion. I would go as far as to say all religions are dangerous in the wrong hands.
Yes, perhaps. I've known people who worship Palor who have been far worse than any cultist. But my research shows that these people are conducting kidnappings, building up forces, and such. They've been active for some time.
You didn't mention yourself that you believe in many religions. How can that be? Religion is all-encompassing in one's beliefs.
You can believe in many gods.
Well, there are multiple gods in Vasselheim alone. I follow the tenets of each of them.
We all know that multiple gods exist, and
Yes,
not
but
all
how
of
can
them
you
are
follow the
mutually
path of multiple
exclusive.
gods? That's like having more than one leash on your throat.
I don't view them as leashes. I view them as tools.
John's revealing a lot about how he sees Aiden at the moment.
Tools and advice. I mean, Seren, your own god, Ayun and Serenray hardly butt heads on their ideology, do they?
Yes, please forgive John. He sees his god as more of a sort of a restraining sort of thing than an encompassing warmth, like most religious people.
Not wishing to be a dick, but after Nate's revelation, can I insight check Halman about this stuff?
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I
same.
can't imagine I'm likely to roll right, but if Nate's like kind of put us onto this, I feel like
Yeah, definitely. Vlad doesn't know the guy. Vlad will also.
I'm just trying to get him to slip up. I've already managed to get him to say that Deacon's a woman. I think that's a point in my favour there.
So, are you trying to discover if he's lying about something, or are you just trying to get something about him and how he actually views things?
It's more about this stuff he's talking about, these cults being evil and this kind of stuff, whether or not he's being truthful about the people he's sending us after.
Okay.
And that everything he's saying is actually true, or is true to his knowledge, I suppose would be the
All
best
right.
way to put it is.
Sure. I'm going to roll a deception check just in case he is. Okay.
You could always roll it to the DM.
I know, but I really like doing it open because it just confuses people more when they see his score. 1 sec. Yeah.
Natural one.
I mean, if he has a really good modifier for his deception check, say he was proficient in it, I mean that would probably tell us a lot more than anything else.
I didn't roll very well.
Well, I did what I could. I got a nat 20.
Lying, he's clearly a good guy.
I mean, he definitely seems earnest about wanting to deal with this thing. You get the feeling there's some passion behind it, and also a certain degree of profession. Like, this is just what he does. This is his job. This is his calling. Like,
all right.
I mean, I feel like we got a pretty good score. So I feel like, would you say that we noticed that he's like hard to read? Like, he doesn't give off.
I would say that you definitely notice he is. He's a hard to read person, and he's good at this. He's good at conversation. He's good at He's
very deliberate in the way his face and his voice portray what he's saying.
I don't want to say he's like a politician, because they're not kind of what he is. It's more like he's a very charismatic actor or something, and you're talking to him. The guy comes across good, but you get the feeling he could always do so.
Yeah.
Okay. Or something.
Well, as much as I would love to talk about different views on religion and their tenets or detriments for another, actually, I would try to talk about it even more than 1 more minute. So, where is this creature?
Last time I sent you there by cart, but I'd rather get you there quickly to this time. So. I have prepared a teleportation for you all.
Oh, great. I love those. They do not make me vomit at all.
No, this is good. I mean, he's a trustworthy man. Of course, he's not going to
He teleports you into a cell in his basement.
No, just into the sun.
Yes, this is clearly a great idea. We're not going to die in pain.
Wait, I know how. He made a teleportation circle on a stone, which he then strapped to a rocket and shot into the sun.
I was going to say, how did he get the other circle to that? Yeah.
I mean, he just plane shifted there once, because the sun would probably be a plane, by the way this cosmology works. I don't know.
He turned himself into a tiefling. He got a ring of fire resistance, got double fire resistance, so he was immune to fire damage and went to the sun, right? That's how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works.
We'll go with that.
So everyone
don't all have fire resistance.
Racial profiling.
All right, could I get everyone, if you could gather around. Do you have any more questions before I send you on your way?
I was wondering, what did you do with that book we retrieved for you?
He looks a little sort of serious at that and mentioned that. Yes, I have kept that very secure, and I'm trying my best to avoid using it where possible. I do not approve of it in its works.
Trying to avoid using it. That's not.
My work involves me looking into things as often as I can, but since dealing with the hand, I haven't used the book. It makes me nervous. It's a very powerful artifact.
It's an artifact.
Well, artifact is in way we would say artifact in real life, not as in D&D terms. Artifact.
Okay. It's not a legendary item.
Would it not be better to destroy then?
He sort of hums and haws about it. It's I'm considering it and talking with other scholars on the matter. I do not like to destroy things offhand. Without that, we wouldn't have been able to stop the. We wouldn't have been able to stop the hand. These things do have uses.
I myself am a scholar. I'd be happy to take a look at the book with you, obviously, as a partnership one night, maybe over a glass of rosé.
Chuckles and he's like, I'll take that into consideration.
Okay.
I would also not mind going on date with you. You're a very handsome person.
Why, thank you. But this is not the time or the place.
I was not talking to you. I was talking to Spencius.
It's hard to tell with that lazy eye.
I have a question. but it's a DM question. How unreasonable would it be to go back to the take to buy a water breathing potion then come back here?
pretty unreasonable at this point.
You could ask him, like, it's only a few, like, it'd be like, can you wait an hour while I go and get a water breathing potion would be the...
Or you could ask him if he has any water breathing potions.
That's true.
Or if you can cast water breathing on us.
Do you perchance have any potions of fire breathing so that we can journey to the sun?
I used them all up, I'm afraid.
Oh. I wonder why.
I go ahead and ask him as reasonably as I can. Could you wait for a couple of hours while I go in and get some potions that I think are absolutely crucial for us to succeed in this mission?
You have 40 minutes.
Could I get that in 40 minutes on a horse that I just pushed
absolutely. I mean, you're in a city. You know, you can definitely get there. He's not his estate isn't outside the city. It's actually within one of the wealthier parts of the city, so you don't have very far to go.
Alright, so I buy the 2 potions of water breathing.
As John is gone, I turn to Halman and I'm like, you would not have any potions of water breathing lying around? I'd be willing to pay for them.
He looks at you
Could
and
be
goes,
useful in this situation.
I might have done, but your friend is already buying some, so...
I think you can only acquire 2 of them. They're not very easy to come by.
Simon goes, I'll be honest, those are one of those things you only really need them when you need them. I don't really think I'll drown in my own home.
If I had another day, I could make some, but...
I would really prefer we did this today, as...
Of course.
The cultist I took, I don't know how long his absence will be not noticed.
Is this cultist still alive?
Yes, I handed him over to the... what are they called? The people of Palor here. The worship, like, I handed them over to the worshippers of Bahamut once I'd investigated.
Pastoral Sanctuary.
Better?
Yes, that's the one.
The scale bearers.
Somebody just keeps throwing food at me. John,
I put him in the Platinum Sanctuary. I have an understanding with them. I hand over undesirable types, and they hold on to them and check them out.
First district of Pelor in Vasselheim, is there?
No,
John, deduct 360 gold. You can buy the 2 potions. I'm just being a jackass, as you could probably guess.
I couldn't.
You couldn't guess I'm a jackass?
Not in this particular case, more than usual.
Adam, there's no need to guess. We know.
There's no need to guess.
You must have rolled a 1 on your insight.
My deception check must have been through the roof if people can't get that I'm a jackass.
Yeah, like you have a plus 14 or something.
I mean, the deception check I rolled on Mazoga over there is obviously really good.
Alright, so it's the deception check I used to make that seem like it was my girlfriend in that picture. Right,
Didn't look like a cardboard cutout at all.
No, it's fine. John comes back after an awkward 40 minutes. Like, you've probably all had a couple of glasses of wine by this stage, to be honest.
I mean, I was running on Felicity, who can run very fast.
Yeah, but it was a different part of the city you had to go to and then back.
Yeah, I feel like we're cutting back and forth from, like, John, like, doing his best to, like, go as fast as he can to, like, the rest of us having a nice glass of wine. Vladimir's just talking to Halman about the concept of worshipping different gods and what that entails.
Halman shows he's got like a necklace with like a whole bunch of different holy symbols on. A couple ones you haven't even seen before.
Do you find any of the gods ever get angry at you? They don't really care about us, do they? Like, some people like pretending they do, but...
They only care about those who talk directly to them or directly upset them, I find. Our gods' attention is divided, normally. They have much... And they are separated from us by the Great Divide. Their self-imposed exile.
Can you imagine how many clerics cast divination every day, and if you were a god, you'd have to answer all of them?
It would be exhausting, yes. I actually have to... I don't cast it too often.
Every few seconds. Goodness.
I did speak with a god on this once in my prayers, and he said he had a macro set up for it, so it just responds for him.
Can I say, this deep creature of the deep we're fighting, is it by any chance a large purple octopus?
The great passive-aggressive octopus. No, I slew that many years ago. It was a pain in the ass.
The fuck you did is alive.
he's in his lair right now, plotting revenge.
There are many.
How we cut to a giant octopus go like, and we get subtitles, and it's just like, "I'll get you one day, Halman."
And then John comes back.
Alright, guys, what did I miss? I'm sorry I was so late.
We just make some lovely wine.
Everyone's a little bit sloshed. All right.
From Halman some onions.
I think the beast that we're going to fight has died of old age.
I know I have.
Missing a leg.
Yes. Well, it was nice of you all to come. Good luck. Teleport.
That's rude.
Have a nice day. And
I've got other things to do.
yeah, you get that. He's got that look. Like I think somebody else, like another group of adventurers, come in, and he has to ask them to wait. Like, no, sorry. It's like, we're here about killing the dragon. No, come back in a minute. My other meeting went long.
Just sit in the waiting room. I got some magazines lying around.
Sinfanar will get you some drinks. And then he teleports you all away. So the kind of thing is, you go from like nice. This is what will make teleport a really confusing experience a lot of the time. You go from this lovely, warm, hearth fire burning room, which kind of a pleasant, like clean smell to it, to just suddenly you're all standing in rain. You're just on the. You look around. You're on a coastal sort of stretch of land. There's a large body of water in front of you. Behind you is a hill, sort of going upwards. The hill's kind of spotted with little bursts of woodland and forest. And down below you can see a dinky, like one of those towns you see that it looks just a waterlogged looking village. A lot of houses with peaked roofs. Look like they've been rained on their entire existence. And yeah, you can see that down below you. No, Tavern's Mall. No, it's Tavern.
Yes, very
different. I see.
Very different.
It took me a second.
Vlad just becomes very pale and very quiet, and whoever's like to the right of him gets like a hand on his shoulder, like, I'm fine.
Okay, Vlad. Breathe.
That was a mistake.
Wretch.
Oh God.
Now breathe.
Yeah, it's like moments of it. Breathes. I do not like teleportation. It's not.
It's not for everyone.
I could learn that soon.
Do you want to?
I do not know.
Interestingly, Vlad, it's probably worth noticing you did notice Halman read the spell off a scroll.
Huh.
Interesting.
And was it teleport rather than teleportation circle?
I don't know. One of the two. Whichever one would make more sense in the circumstances.
Well,
Does anyone know the way back?
Is it the same place we came to before? The same island?
It's not the same island, but it definitely appears that you're on the same same body of water, same sort of. You sort of have that feeling of like, I know vaguely where I am. Like,
okay, cool.
You think you can get back?
So I have that like natural explorer thing because I'm an outlander. So if I've been here before, I can find my way back.
You've not been here before, but you're confident in your ability to find your way back using the kind of hills around you.
Yeah.
Now it might be a few days trek for the wilderness if you don't buy horses or something, but
brisk.
I do also have a question. 1 second, so it'd be.
Can you all make wisdom saving throws, please?
No, don't be silly. Can Rothbert, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Am I next to Lucian?
You would have been next to Lucian when this was required,
Okay,
yes.
Good.
Oh, yeah, okay.
25.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
what?
Do I understand what just happened to me, or have I got no
understand
clue?
what just happened to you. No, nothing happened to you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure, okay.
Rothbert, could you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Again?
That was
Seriously?
wait, a Rothbard again?
Yeah.
Or did you mean someone else?
No, Rothbert again. I need to quickly double check.
Yeah, he can do that twice.
That's 12.
Okay. Robert, for like a minute, say, of your conversation with Halman, what were your surface thoughts? Just out of curiosity, for roleplay reasons.
I don't know. I guess I was kind of just looking around the room, I suppose. I think I incited him, so I was probably suspicious of him a little bit, but
yeah,
wouldn't have been. I wasn't.
It's a good thing he didn't do this to Vladimir, because Vladimir was just thinking the whole time, like, he seems like a nice person. Why did Knight want him dead?
I was basically just as I said. I was just like suspicious about his motives and trying to figure out if that probably would have been it, really.
Yeah,
I insight checked him.
I guess we all know what he read your mind. So the thing
now
is,
I understand what it is. Yeah,
he would have done it during conversation with you, and then sort of read your mind in order to try and like. Yeah, so if I'm just wondering in your head to go, I'm going to kill him for Nate. This is the big one.
I know. I wasn't saying that. I was more like I say, it was inciting to see whether or not he was lying was probably the big thing.
I do have a question that might be a bit silly. Did any of them, because I was not there, notice him casting the spell?
No, you can't notice this one.
It's not a spell.
It's not a spell. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Told you you could do it twice.
He has expertise on deception, and he can do this. I think we can all figure out what kind of class the motherfucker is, alright? So
I know nothing.
Yes, we know. Cool.
Yeah, that would have been it. I wouldn't have specifically think about killing him. It was more just, is he telling the truth? And what's going on?
As if Rothbert doesn't think about killing everyone. Imagine he read his mind and Rothbert's like, I could definitely take Lucian. I mean, he's got a high AC, but dude's a bitch. I could take him out. That Gertrude bitch. Yeah, I'd kill her easy.
I got John one time so close, but like I couldn't get out of it. So I'm gonna get him this time.
Oh, careful, John.
So you definitely wouldn't have. You think in a minute of conversation with him gave up any kind of ill intent.
It would have just been. I would have thought that minute would have been the insight check. Would have been over the course of the conversation, being like, "Is he telling the truth about this?" Like, definitely doubting him in it.
So he would have gotten a lot of suspicion from you, basically. Okay.
There would have been a lot of suspicion about it,
but
because
Rothbert wasn't directly thinking to himself, "I'll have to kill this man."
That wasn't what I was thinking at the time. No, it was. I mean, he probably would have got that from it. I probably would have been thinking about the fact Nate was suspicious.
All right, maybe
so he maybe would have got that Nate was suspicious, that he's maybe passed that on, I suppose.
Okay.
Because he's still kind of weighing it up. Like, we're going to potentially have to kill this guy.
He would probably, like, if you're thinking about Nate, he would probably also figure out that Nate's dead, right?
Not necessarily in surface thoughts. He would just been
surface thoughts and emotions, so he might get like feeling of emotion and loss.
I mean, we did have a talk. He could have just asked.
That's true. I should have maybe done this. Yeah. I didn't really. I was always thinking of doing this afterwards, but I didn't think there'd be 40 minutes of him hanging out with you guys. So,
yeah.
Any thoughts of Nate as well would be in the past tense. So if it was like,
actually,
I don't see why Nate thought
this
guy was suspicious and everything. So it'd be like, oh, maybe Nate doesn't think I'm suspicious anymore.
Is it not? I thought this is a different spell or ability. I thought you do become aware if that you've passed.
It's not detect thoughts.
Oh, okay.
It's 100% not detect thoughts. I want to do a quick flashback then, just to during the conversation. Halman would have asked, "Is Nate not coming today?" Because he greatly wished to speak with him.
Sign up.
All right, Galadriel. Well, no, the other one. So Celeborn.
Celebrimborn. Somewhere during the conversation, he would have said to Rothbert and be like, "Is Nathaniel not with you today? I greatly wish to speak with him."
Why?
I mean, I guess. I mean, there's no reason really we would keep that secret from him. I mean,
I want to know why he wants to speak with Nathaniel.
Yeah. I mean,
but then again, how long does the read mind thingy work?
Well, yeah, he would obviously time it in such
You don't
a way,
need to know.
You don't need.
John.
Yeah, you don't need to know.
He would do it appropriately so that he would maybe get the information. I mean, if he was reading his thoughts at the time, he would probably get that Nate was dead, because saying Nate's name would immediately flash Rothbert back to the fact he was dead. That shit.
Joe asks why, and Uncle Joe goes, "I know something of his god, and I wanted to talk back with him about it."
Well, he's with his god now. I probably would say that. Like, we've not talked about like hiding from. We never said anything
Yeah.
hiding, so Roth would be like, yeah, he's,
Yeah, he looks surprised.
I can't see why
and a little,
why he would add that.
Yeah, he looks a little surprised by that. And it's like, I'm sorry to hear that. I understand that you have a dangerous line of work, but that's a shame. I wanted to
Can
speak
I
with him.
insight check him to see if he seems sad?
Yeah.
Don't worry about rolling your deception because it's probably gonna be a nat 1 on my insight, and I get no modifier. Oh, fuck me! I actually rolled above a 2.
If I roll a nat 1, I could fuck this up.
Yeah, his plus 10 plus whatever.
Yeah, he seems genuinely not sad, but surprised and like a little disappointed, maybe. Like he did want to have a word with Nate about something. It's almost like there was a whole like
I think you
plot
needed a
involved
deception
here.
check for that.
It's almost like there was. You can also hear like a GM just tearing up like 2 adventures worth of plots in the background. And yeah, that's all he brings about that. He sort of says, "I'm sorry for your loss." I think that's all he brings up with Nate. And maybe we sort of see that in like a flashburt in Roth's sort of mind as you stare across it. Yeah, flashburt. You have this flashburt, and then we poof, go back to standing on the rainy hill over Tavern.
Could you repeat what surrounds us?
Yeah, you're standing kind of on a hill. You can see nearby, like maybe 5-10 minutes walk away, is this this sort of water-drenched small village. Could maybe have a few hundred people in it. And beyond that, yeah, it's right on the banks of like a cliffside, effectively, and off this big inland sea.
What a shithole!
It does look like a shithole.
Does it look like I have a church?
Yep, in the center of town, you can see what looks like a steepled church made of grey stone.
Well, shall we?
There's like tentacle ornaments everywhere. I'm sure it's a fine place.
It's no good
Yes?
calamari.
What did he say where the creature was? Somewhere below.
Somewhere
under
below
the
or
sea.
around here. He knows it's connected to this town, but he couldn't give a direction beyond that.
Joe, you are right. He did also exclaim that it is far better down where it is better.
He said, "Take it from me."
Yes. He said up on the shore they work all day, under the sun they slip away.
Yeah, there was some Disney karaoke during that 45 minutes.
When John offers Vlad the potion, he says, "It's fine. You don't need to give it to me. Maybe give it to someone who needs to get a bit
Halman isn't a very good singer.
up close with the creature." Vlad is. Problem is, Vlad only knows the songs in Russian, so.
But that makes it more fun, you know.
I wanna be a mighty czar, so enemies.
Adam, that was top notch. That was good.
Thank you.
I imagine Vladimir singing Moscow Did Not Believe in Tears.
Oh, I just can't wait to be czar.
Czar.
It's good. Yeah, I'm waiting for one of you guys to say we approach the town.
Russian thing.
Yeah, that's all my mind is doing right now. It's no. Let's get back to the actual adventure.
I believe there's a YouTube channel for that.
Is there a YouTube channel just for Russian-themed Disney songs? Fuck
Probably.
this shit.
It's quite likely Russians have to copy a lot of English
What are we
sites.
doing with our life playing Dungeons and Dragons when that exists?
Since all of them reminiscing, do I have enough time to cast a divination spell that takes 10 minutes?
I mean, you could have done that before leaving, yeah.
While you're on your horse.
Well, then I would have cast divination asking for guidance, just general guidance.
She gives you 1d4. Thanks, God.
Is that how divination works?
Can you
I can ask, what advice do you give me?
hit the spell for me for a second?
Sure.
She tells you to buy low and sell high.
Always brush your teeth before going to bed.
What kind did she give me? Leave me alone. Stop asking questions. It cost you 25 GP.
Yes, single
Come on.
question, specific goal, event.
or activity.
I feel you have to be a
In
little
trying
more,
to kill them.
yeah, be a
At
little
this
more
point, I've
specific.
just-
Guidance towards what? guidance towards what? They give you a plus 1d4 on your next skill check.
At this point, can I say this is like a psychic hotline that John's paying 25 GP every time he has to. He wants
It's kind of, yeah.
Beware
Every
of
once
a
in a
man in
while-
a dark cloak.
Every once in a while, Vladimir just casts divination. He's like, "I'm sorry for John."
I'm trying my best. He's learning.
And then a little
I
diamond.
keep telling
just
him he shouldn't call you so much, but
Diane gets in
all the
from the
time.
shops, and she puts down her bags of shopping and looks over at the answer machine. There's 17 missed calls. It's like, oh, I bet so many of them are from John.
She's just talking to John, and I'm going to call him another line. It's just Vlad.
Ian, what guidance do you have? And we'll be going after the target we lost last time. What advice do you
It's
have?
the most general, specific question I've ever heard.
No, that's help. That's better for me.
They give me a general answer. What do you want me?
No, that's better because that gives her something more to work with. I think it just says, do not underestimate him. He can still escape. You know, you get a sense that while you have him in a trap, he is very good at evading traps. So don't underestimate his ability to escape. You just get that kind of feeling.
Prepared, hold person.
Get the spell scroll things we have to rub on him, so he's not going to have that ability this time. I assume.
No, you were not given those. You know, but what Halman led you to is he will have to teleport there to protect his.
So that will burn his ability.
Yeah.
But to teleport there, we have to attack something first, which was sort of a...
Whatever is
bomb.
around
Some
here
beastie.
that is causing an effect. There's something here that he holds sealed sacred.
Did they, whilst they took any at all, mention how difficult it would be to fight the thing we're going to...
No,
provoke?
he kind of left that to you. That's, your job is to find and hunt this thing down. And, if you started walking towards the town, it would really maybe help with that general plan.
we should maybe keep ourselves a bit, undercover. Is weird coastal town, got some creepy vibe going on. Might be more worshippers of strange deep cult in there.
That's the point. Seeing as we dealt with the same cult last time, I guess we'd probably tell them about like the weird fish people and the I don't know, like the humanoid things with webbed hands and the weird shit we saw.
Yeah.
I suppose that would make sense. We'd pass that information along.
Sounds like some weird shit. Yes.
Yeah, the fishmen don't like fire. I think we established that.
Yes,
It's annoying
it
because
did
my
not-
elemental weapon damage has now changed. I just realised. Oh well, it's cool.
Yeah, thanks for that, Adam.
I'm so sorry.
It's cool. No, I hadn't even thought about it. I was like, oh wait, yeah, fishmen don't. Damn it. It's cool.
Cool. But yeah, do you guys head in the direction of the town?
I suppose so.
Yes, there we go. Alright, so you begin heading in the direction. Do you take any attempts to, change how you would normally look? I mean, we've got a big fellow in plate mail. You stand out. You look like adventurers at the moment. But you can absolutely roll into town looking like adventurers. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just making sure.
Joe's gonna plait his beard into his pubes. That should confuse the fuck out of anyone.
Yeah, that'll definitely work. They don't get that
I
round
can
here.
play that for you if you want to.
I suppose I could wear a hat. Does anyone have a hat?
Frostbite deliberately puts on his dread helm. His eyes start
I have
glowing.
no hats.
Yeah, I
Vladimir's
think
just
you're. I think you're beyond covering yourselves up. I think you're going to stand out no matter what. Is what you
Yeah.
You sort of decide
Yeah.
as you look around at each other.
I mean, I could go invisible and go and have a look. But,
Vlad
yeah.
kind of like puts up his cloak of protection, which is kind of raggedy looking, but that kind of only makes him turn from a cleric into a rogue look-wise. So
Yeah. All right, so you guys
I mean, I do
make
have
your
a
way down.
wolf's coat.
You guys make your way down, and you find this kind of old, somewhat dilapidated-looking town. It just the best descriptor I have for it is moist, and maybe the word rotten. It just has that kind of always wet look to it.
Oh, that's a great combination of
Moist and rotten,
Like, sort of like...
like Herc's wives.
It reminds me of my ex. Yeah.
And you guys make your way down. You notice the buildings are mostly two stories tall. It's got like this very like muddy thoroughfare going through it with wooden walkways for the people to walk on. And yeah, as soon as you walk into town, people are like staring at you. There's all these folk, kind of hardy-looking folk in wet weather gear, like fisherman's gear. Kind of for those of you who went on the other contract, bringing like an awkward like comparison to the cults, like long like sealskin jackets they all wore. And
if you see any women wrapped in rope, they're really, really annoying.
Yeah, and yeah. You make your way in, and they're all staring at you. And they've got these like they're fucking ugly people as well here. This is that like inbred coastal town where everyone's got like big eyes and like kind of sneers on their faces, kind of greasy hair, and they're all watching you come in. And there's just a general like immediately hostile feeling as soon as you enter the town. Not like they're going to attack you, but like, what the fuck are these guys doing here?
They're not from round here.
Yeah, it's like going to Derby.
You're worth it, Flick.
Joe's gonna wink and wiggle an etin penis at them. Yoo-hoo!
One of them just spits on the ground. And yeah, you can see in the middle of town, because you kind of walk past a bunch of houses and like fishing shops and stuff, there's a large church kind of in the middle. It's one of the more like kept for buildings. It's made of darks of this grey stone. And there's a tavern, there's a drinking establishment as well.
Tavern might be a good place to ask questions.
Or at least get drunk. Well, actually, we're a bit tipsy already, aren't we? So let's carry on. Day drinking.
Day drinking.
I mean, you really are kind of tipsy, guys. I suggest we don't drink that as much.
Be fine.
Oh, who made you Captain Killjoy?
I am self-appointed.
Well, I am General Killjoy, so I outrank you and I say let's get cronked.
Alright.
Did we get more specific instructions about where we had to go to find this thing?
No, like this is part of your job. I know normally we're used to like follow quest marker from point A to point B. We're gonna do some real D&D shit here. You gotta find your monster.
What I'm seeing right now.
Fuck me, this is a really nice bar.
Hmm? Are you seeing more than you're supposed to?
10 fish people standing in the middle of the square.
Have I not got dynamic lighting turned on? No, of course I don't have dynamic lighting turned on.
I like these fish people. I remember fighting them.
I remember sort of encountering one time.
Better?
There we go.
I feel like we should go to Town Square. That seems like an appropriate option.
It's not Town Square. I had a feeling you might want to go to these buildings, so I made the buildings, but I didn't make like the whole town, effectively. And I have fish peoples there in case I ever need them.
I always keep some fish people around in case I need them.
I like calamari. That's not a crime.
Oh, calamari.
They look more like murlocs, to be honest.
Alright, so you guys make your way into this tavern. There's a general, like, very low amount of conversation that just comes to a stop when you enter. And everyone's sort of sitting by themselves, nursing I suppose it's midday now, so like a noon a lunch pint. And everyone sort of sees you come in, stops for a few seconds, and then grumbling goes back to their drinks.
Buy everyone a drink while we're here.
I don't think this is the bar. I don't see any undead serving staff anywhere.
Joe, that's your speciality, actually.
This is a different bar.
Alright, so you go up to the bartender, who's there, like, cleaning up.
This bar is set very low.
Yeah. He's in his idle animation right now with cleaning, like, a glass with a dirty, slightly oily rag. This sort of pewter mug. And he looks at you with his, like, pudgy face and, like, bloaty eyes and, like, ugh.
5? No, how many others? There's 5 of us.
Wait. I speak. Oh, I look at him and I go, ugh.
Ugh.
Kind of wiggle my eyebrows.
4 ales and a lemonade for the cleric.
It's I
don't suppose they have some milk.
Hey there, hot stuff.
You want to drink milk from a place like this?
There's a long pause and goes, "You ain't from round here, are ya?"
Oh shit, we found a smart one.
Can't say we are, no sir.
Give us a drink, let us sit, we're tired.
You shut your fucking mouth. Don't be giving me orders. This is my place. Right.
No, that's not very nice, is it?
Now, you want a drink? You can drink the fucking ale like everyone else. Good maggot cider.
Hey, sure, why not?
All
I
right.
appreciate the fun names of the ales.
I'm sure that I've had much worse, so I'd take one.
He goes over to he just turns to the barrel next to him, gets a mug, where the one he was just cleaning, turns the spigot, nothing happens for a few seconds. He punches the side of the barrel and it comes out with a thwomp, and it begins to like splutter in, and he fills up a mug, and he fills up a few more, and puts out a cider for everyone, including Spensius.
Well, obviously, Spensius is a mortal being who drinks liquids.
It's like,
and then urinates them into a toilet. Like a normal mortal being.
it looks at you and says, "There's your cider. You can drink it and then be on your way."
Wait, I thought it was ale. I mean, there's a very distinct difference between
cider.
cider and ale.
He picks it up, like one of the ones up, takes a big sip from it, like swirls it round him, spits it back in and puts it down, push it for you. My mistake, it's ale. You can drink your ale and then be on your way. You're
I
passing
take the
through,
one that
I
he
take
swirled
it.
and spat back.
Yeah, Rolfbert just takes it and takes a big drink.
Is it any good as a now brewer?
Do you drink it?
Yeah, sure.
He nods like approvingly, like, good, you're not some fancy dandy type coming up here with your balls all shiny. No,
I'll down it. Yeah.
Yeah, he nods approvingly. No, it's fucking awful.
Okay.
You
I need to roll something?
No, you're a dwarf. But you think the reason he got it confused is there was probably still cider in that barrel when he poured the ale in. And
Ooh, snake bite.
yeah, it's a snake bite. It's not good snake bite, but he nods approvingly that you drink it like a man. And looks at the others if you like.
When he spits in the drink, Vladimir says, I see you also make cocktails here.
You calling me a bufter?
No, actually would be long drink, so manly drink. And I'd take one of the ales and take a big swig.
Yep, disgusting. Maybe not
I've
to
had worse.
Vlad, yeah. It's pretty bad. But does everybody else take a drink, or...?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Alright, everyone but...
downs his.
Spensius takes the bag of holding suspiciously for a few seconds and downs his drink. John, do you not drink yours?
I do not.
Right, he sort of eyes John. He's like, "What's with this one? Thinks he's too good to drink my swill."
It's time of the month. She's not in the mood.
I don't drink alcohol.
And what the fuck are you doing in me pub for?
Because these fuckers wanted to be here.
Well,
As I take a drink, I spray it all over him. Because I just cannot stand it.
Oh, Lucian, you can't handle your drink there, lad.
spray it over the bartender.
Yeah.
He's just there sopping wet, covered in his own ale.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
I imagine it like dark helmet in Spaceballs. Like you take a sip of it, then your visor falls down on your helmet, and you just spray it inside. Too hot.
So, yeah.
All right, so he's covered in ale now. It's like, right, get the fuck out. You're not welcome in here if you're going to cover me in ale. I'd come here with somebody who won't even drink the stuff I serve.
Okay, I chuck 2 gold pieces on the bar for the drinks.
Yeah, Vlad is just chugging the ale and holds up a hand like, wait a second. Then he's done, he's like, well, thank you very much for the drinks.
He kind of looks
I
at
guess
Vlad
we
and
should fuck
Rothbert
off."
and goes, all right, those two can stay.
All right, lad. Day drinking.
I
Oh,
mean,
but not Spensius. That's just racist.
we could stop adventure and just get drunk. No, we should really be going if our colleagues are.
Alright, fine.
You don't have to move around as a big clump, but yeah.
You can always split the party,
It's
yeah.
true.
As they slowly swarm out, Joe's gonna go. Man to man. Or do I need to roll in?
That's the wrong fucking way. Hey! Oi! Not that way, you shagger.
Well,
What's that way then?
That's the rooms for people staying.
where's the door? I can't see it.
You came through the fucking door! You fucking
I'm sorry, your smell almost made me blind.
You didn't drink it!
I know, the smell alone is enough.
The dynamic lighting is
Guys,
confusing.
can you stop? Wait a second. What if? Look, we're gonna have to.
Roger,
Wait a second, everybody.
Ah!
Everybody fucking calm down, alright? I'm sorry for this outburst.
Do we notice that Vlad's accent slips slightly as he says that?
Yes.
But everybody fucking calm down, right?
Vlad's accent, whenever someone else speaks in an accent, Vlad's accent slips slightly into that accent.
Oh, me too. Me fucking too. Finch fucks me up whenever he's on a contract. I turn Irish.
Yeah. So Vlad goes, wait a second, everybody. We have to investigate this village, right? We do not have to do it all in one place. I assume there has to be some proper investigating done here. We won't find this monster in the next 10 minutes. So if Rothbard and I stay here, maybe talk to some of the locals, maybe the barkeep, and the rest of you investigate a different place, it might be a lot smarter to do. There seems to be no obvious danger here. I'm not suggesting that if anyone finds out they do something about it on their own, but as long as we're just having a look around and talking to people.
I guess so. By the way, is Joe gonna stay in this tavern? Because if so, we could switch our owls for the duration.
That's
a good idea.
Is that an orc at the bar next to Spencer's?
Next to Spensius? No, that's just a
over here.
very ugly woman.
Okay, cool.
Possibly a hag?
Okay.
So I say, if anything happens, just shout loud like baby or woman, which will be quite distinctive in this village where everyone sounds like older northern man, and we will know where to find you. It's not a very big town, so if something does happen, it should be fairly easy to just run to wherever the others are.
You make a fine point. We can investigate that church.
Yes.
Yeah, I was interested in that. But is Joe gonna stay in the tavern with you?
I was going to quickly roleplay something, but then people just...
I mean, that's going on down
this
here.
is going on
I
at the
feel like
same
you can do
time.
something.
So while
do
this is
something
going on,
back
what was it Joe was wanting to do while the others are having this conversation at the door?
Speaking man to man, the ale, by the way, I'd love to know where you got it. This town, is there anywhere that we should sort of stay away from? You know, somewhere that's like out of bounds, kind of like don't go in there. That's where the religious people keep all their expensive artifacts. You know, anywhere like that. Because we don't want to step on anyone's feet.
He leans in and sort of goes, "If I was you, lad, I'd leave this town and not come back." I got more Scottish all of a sudden, but aye, you should leave this town and not come back. There's nothing for you here. We're just fishing folk getting on.
Are we just passing through? And so it is. You have a wonderful day and Begorphus, and again, lovely. Where did you get the ale?
I made it myself.
Oh, back sweat or front sweat?
Under moob.
Oh, note made. Come, Spensius. What the fuck are you still doing in here?
So,
some of us are going to stay here.
And you were going to swap owls? Like Snufflet's going to go to the church or wherever they go, and...
Just because Joe and I, if we swap owls, we can sort of within 100 feet maybe communicate.
We can... Yeah, I mean, do we maybe want to have an established sign? Like, if the owl tries to peck at Vlad's ear or something? Like...
Well, if he's got my owl, then Snufflet can sort of go, hey, he wants to talk, and then Joe can look through her eyes and her ears.
Yeah, we can try doing the two-way communication, but that's
at the very least, the owl can go, "Oh God, something's happening to your friends."
Okay.
Yeah. So it makes sense.
You know, do a Harry Potter style flyback.
All right.
I'm happy to stay in the bar, me, Spensius, and yes, you can take Snufflet. Snufflet, sit on John's face.
Sorry, I'm trying to move Snufflet onto John's face.
Again, don't say that too loudly.
That's not my fetish.
Don't say that too loudly, or the British government might take away your internet.
It's true. They might. Alright, so John and Lucian head off outside. The rest of you stay in, get some more drink. And you remain in the tavern. He didn't really say that Joe could stay, but he's not actually that bothered. He just wanted to get rid of the one who spat on him and the one who wouldn't drink his swill.
Vlad would actually go to him and kind of, suck after him a little bit and be like, I apologize for my colleagues. They are not used to places like this. They come from high, fancy town and are used to everything being shiny and idiotic. You know the kind of thing.
Make a charisma save for me. Just to see how well he takes them credit. Yeah, I like charisma saves as like a first impressions kind of mechanic.
Look, I don't mind it because I never get any use for being proficient in that shit.
He looks at you and he's like, I look at you and I see some other salt of the earth. Maybe not fishing folk, but it's fine. It was that one, the cleric-y one. I don't like them religious types around here.
Don't worry, nobody does.
Everyone in Vasselheim's so nearby. They're so fond of their own ways and their own religions, but they don't do anything to help us. They've got their own gods, but they don't send us any help. They let us settle here, but then abandoned us. But I can tell you're not a Vasselheim lad.
I nod and I say, you know what my father always used to say is that city gods are for city folk. The common man has to find their own ones. And I kind of go into my bag and
I'm kind of going with this.
An onion.
I'm kind of going with this that I always take Vlad to be, just from his picture, a less obvious cleric.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've always kind of taken that.
He does have some armor, but he has his cloak over it, and his holy symbol isn't super obvious.
Yeah.
Like he looks more like kind of
a mercenary.
And even the armor he has is like kind of raggedy and not very well kept.
All right. I take it you're trying to get him to give something slip here about his religion, from what I was gathering.
Yes, absolutely, about the local religion, especially.
All right. Make a persuasion check, and we'll take this as over like maybe 10 minutes or so of conversation. You sort of slowly try and irk him out about this.
Do so. I will not ask my god for guidance in this because that would be
probably a bad shout.
Stupid.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. We'll come back to that. This is taking a little bit of time. Rothber and Joe, you approach this table. There's kind of this skinny fella sitting there. He's got like a day's growth on his face. He look unlike everyone else here. He's kind of these big, lumbering, like fucking pucker-eyed, ugly folk. He's just looks malnourished and he looks like a drunk. He's like deep in his glass. He's got like some hard spirit in front of him. It's like half pissed. He's like, ugh. The fuck hell? What? There's a short man and an old man. That's new. What are you doing here? What's going on? Why are you at my table? No one comes to my table. They leave me to drink.
We were told to keep you company because somebody thought you looked lonely, and obviously they cared deeply about you. So here we are, to make you feel better. Spensius, dance for the man.
Roll a charisma saving throw with Spensius' help. Actually, this would be deception.
Oh,
this is a deception.
Do you want deception or do you want a charisma saving?
I want deception.
You said it's over a few minutes as well.
Yeah. Well, this is like while Vlad is talking to the barman. Like,
I was gonna say, if he's a bit soft, I'll go and buy another round of drinks and give him one.
Yeah, absolutely. You go and you buy like he doesn't give you booze this time. He gives you like this hard like moonshine-esque drink that you bring over to him.
Awesome.
He's like,
yep.
You see the guy tear up. It's like it's not wrong. I'm pretty lonely. No one here will talk to me, and I work for them. I got their fish, but I've not got any friends. And I'm really lonely. You remind me of my granddad. He was a mage too. He wasn't a mage. He was a whore. But,
I mean...
Why not both?
Do some magic.
He could multi-class.
Well, he learned mage hand, but not for the right reasons.
Oh, okay.
Now you stare
I don't know
off.
how to respond to that.
Oh yeah. Why are you talking? Okay, let's have some drinks. Do you have a drink with me? Drink? Yes, have a drink.
Yes,
Drink
of
to,
course.
We
Drink
brought some
to-
moonshine.
to
Sure.
Taverns More, the biggest shithole I've ever worked in. And he takes a shot.
Okay. At that kind of, oh, so you're not from around here?
Oh, I've only lived here about a year. Came
Where are
here
you
looking for
from?
work from another village. Got a bit weird there, so I left.
Oh, really? Where than what way?
Just 3 villages down. I had a wee bit of trouble with the missus and had to get out. You know how it is. And so I came here,
Alright.
and they let me. I got fish for them, but I trying to make enough money to move, but I tend to drink the money I make. It's either that or just deal with the fucking boredom.
That's a shame.
You're not a very convincing man, but thank you for the fake sentiments.
Well, I'm not a man. I'm a dwarf. We're not known for being very sentimental.
Dwarven women have beards as well. It's always confusing.
We're not very good therapists, admittedly.
No.
True.
Our,
My
our therapy is hitting
wife,
things.
my wife was a dwarf actually. Hard woman,
hey.
you know, a little too direct. It's why it didn't work.
But
You remind
I
me
mean-
of her. She also had a great red beard.
on her face, or you know what? I don't need to know.
Everywhere. Kept us warm in the cold winter nights.
How much money are you trying to gather there, friend, to get out of this place?
There's a man who comes through sometimes to pick up some nets and bring them along to the next village. He said he'd take me for 10 gold.
Oh, fine.
Would be enough to get there and have a little money to sit myself up with.
I mean, I'm thinking about giving it to him, but I'm just considering giving it to him now because he will drink it all away.
That's a fair worry.
I'm gonna give him 200 silver.
Jeez, you just bring out this huge bag of silver and bash it down the table.
I
kind
mean,
of-
it's for the greater good, and I like you. You
Isn't
like
it?
me. We have
So-
something in common. My wife, she was quite attractive, and your wife sounds hideous.
Yeah.
But you know, we're both men.
So
Hey,
you
we got
have
that going for us.
you effectively handed this man like several months' trained wages. So his eyes like open like wide and quickly like pulls it in close so no one sees. Are you doing this stealthily? Or are you doing this very obviously?
Hey, I just gave this guy 200 silver. I reckon he's gonna have a great night.
There's a clang as Rothbut face palms. Metal on metal.
Don't worry, you're gonna be fine, son. How about another drink?
Oh, shit.
All right, you give him all this money and he's like, and he seems to sober up because you've given him a fucking money. He's like, my friend, I can't believe you did that for me.
When does this man
so much
come through the village? When's he next due?
Maybe a day or two.
I
leave.
recommend finding somewhere out of the way, in that case, before he turns up.
And he kind of looks around and goes, "Oh, you're right. Thank you. Listen, you should get out of here. These people are strange and they're not secretive. You don't want to spend time here."
I'm going to get up and just walk around and then lean in quietly. What is it that's going on here, friend? We know something's not right. Can you tell us anything?
Listen, these people, they're beyond just strange. I think they worship some sea god or something. They take their religion very seriously, but they'll never tell me what it is. And I've seen them go into the church in large numbers, but then they don't come out again.
Anywhere else? Anywhere you're not allowed around here? Anyway, the going?
There's nowhere I'm not allowed, but it's all people's homes, so you know how it is.
Very well.
There's a bunch of caves in the cliff face that they're not keen on, that they warn are quite dangerous, but they're caves, they are dangerous.
Where are these caves? Which direction? Just getting to just give this sort of general
Points in the
like,
direction of the
bearings.
water, you know. like all
Yeah,
across
I mean,
the cliff
like-
face.
Oh, okay. Right. Like, just, it could be out of the village and left, or out of the village and right.
You're looking for something then. And listen
Yeah,
to
we're
what
here
I'm
to-
listen to what I'm saying. They go into the church in large numbers, but they don't come out of the church.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Speaking of
Ever,
church,
ever?
Lucian is. I see them again, but I don't see them come out of the church. I sit here and look across that road for hours.
You need a hobby, son. Try
I
masturbation.
do. It's
9
drinking.
out of 10 men recommended.
Just 9 out of 10. Joe and
The other
Lucian
ones, you know,
lie.
lying.
Joe and Lucian, do you head to the church across the road? It's the most obvious, like, landmark building.
I don't.
Oh, sorry, John and Lucian.
That's where I was heading.
Yeah, I was heading with Lucian.
So, cross.
How long would it take to get there? Like 5 seconds?
30 seconds of walking across the road.
Oh, you're just constantly messaging Spensius because I assume he's a real person. Is he alright?
Here's nothing.
So you go into this church through the window. It's made of this dark stone. It's in not quite as nice repair as you used to. And there's this man standing behind an altar there. He's got a large sort of like a fisherman's hook, but he's holding it sort of like a staff almost. He looks at you. You guess he must be a half orc or something because he's fucking ugly. Like just pokemarked face, just pointed teeth, big like staring eyes. And he goes, "The fuck are you doing in here?" Sorry. The fuck are you doing in here?
Greetings. My name is Lucian. I'm just looking around. I'm visiting your fine village and wanted to learn more about it.
Well,
It's a
We
very
don't
interesting church you have here.
we don't get a lot of visitors here. We're a private
Well, I can
people.
tell that. Well, I'm hoping that maybe you'll become a little less private once I've been here for a while.
You're not
Maybe
my
open up to
type.
the world a bit.
We don't
What's your
want to
type?
be
I have
opened
no
up to
idea.
the world. We're happy where we are.
Oh.
Just want to be left alone.
Well, I was also wondering, this temple, who is it dedicated to?
Narrows his eyes a little and goes like... Thinking that, narrows his eyes for a minute and goes, Estitia. Which is me just... you know what? That's actually wrong because it's a Forgotten Realms god. He would name whoever, like, the generic god of the ocean is in our world, you know.
Melora.
Melora. It says Melora.
I would like to insight check him to see if he's lying about which god this is dedicated to.
Yeah, sure.
And the question was asking how long would
Not
it
metagaming at all.
That's 100% fair.
But would I have guidance? Because that's why I asked how long would it take it. Could I have guidance?
It is worth saying there are people out on the street, so they'd see you cast guidance.
In that case, I'd rather not. Suspicions, that would be religion, yes?
No, this would be... Well, if you're trying to read him, it would be insight. If you're just checking around the
Oh, yeah.
temple, it would be religion.
Insight him to see if he's lying.
Yeah, sure. It's hard to tell.
That was worth a try.
Does the architecture and the items around the temple look
Roll
consistent
a
with-
religion check for me. Religion. Definitely not. Like it's kind of set up almost like this is a generic church, but there's no like obvious holy symbols anywhere. It's almost like this is just a space they've dedicated as this is the church space. But there's no like symbols or Estitia. There's also like the architecture is just kind of wrong. Like no self-respecting Estitia. I can't believe I'm still saying Estitia. Whoever the god was, we said. Mayar would have like architecture like this. So yeah, you definitely don't think this is a temple to that god. If it is, then they've done a very poor job of creating that temple.
Excellent. Would you mind if I take some time to pray?
Roll a persuasion check for me. Because you can tell he wants you to go away, but he's... not willing to push it.
Also, I believe he's been talking to me for a minute.
It's not quite been a minute yet.
Okay.
Not that it
Shame.
matters. Yeah, he's like, say your prayers. Not
Thank
as a
you.
threat, just, that's what he means.
As he draws a sword, he's like, say your prayers.
I'll start walking further into the temple.
Alright, he's like, hey, no need to go back here, this is the worshiping space. But when you look deeper into the temple, you can see there's looks like a corridor with several side rooms. And at the far end of the corridor, there's a large sort of statue. Kind of like a slightly hunched figure. Looks like it could be cloaked. It's a very, very worn statue, or very, poorly carved. It's hard to tell what it's actually supposed to be.
So, nothing I recognise.
Nothing you recognize yet. It looks like you're in the back rooms of the church there.
Okay. My apologies, I did not realise that these were the back rooms.
It's not a big place of worship. We're a small town.
And I will kneel and start praying to the Raven Queen for guidance.
Alright, yeah.
I will do likewise.
Okay, yeah, he watches you pray, kind of, eyes a little bit narrowed. Vlad, during your conversation, he gets a little conspiratorial with you.
Yes?
And he's like, alright, city folk, it's easy for them to worship their gods, to give, and get nothing back. But out here, it's not an option, is it? I mean, you don't get anything back. Your kids die of starvation. You get the rot. So we worship Dagon, god of the deep oceans, high priest of something or other. Can't remember. The priests always say it. He sends us good fishing lands and the like.
Yeah, I kind of nod along. I'm like, it is easy to pray for gods that you believe in, when you have nothing, when you have no poverty. But if you are in need, you tend to pray to gods that help you out.
Exactly, especially out here. These are the lands around Vasselheim. It's overrun with monsters and orcs and terrible things. But they come around here. Dagon deals with them for us. Right. Just a month ago, we were attacked by a small group of orcs, and they were dragged into the sea by his minions. It's glorious.
So, how did this come about? Did someone come here and tell you of Dagon? Did his
it's been like that for generations, mate. My father's father before him, they all worshipped Dagon.
But you say his minions. There are many large, monstrous creatures around here that are very dangerous. Are his small minions enough to hold them off from the city, from the village?
Well, nothing too big comes here, and if they do, we got someone who keeps an eye out for us, someone a little stronger. The priests can call on him when they need to. Call on him, yeah.
This all sounds so interesting. I must admit, we do not have many helpful gods back where I come from. This someone you are talking about, is there any way to meet them? I would love to,
I ain't never met them myself. It's all the priest is the only one who does it. He times the need. He goes down below and, oi, that's enough out of you. What do you think you're doing, telling an outsider all our business? You shut up, Frank. That was the wee old lady beside you.
Yeah. I kind of look over to him like, no need to worry. I mean no harm to your village. I respect what you believe in.
Go suck a dick!
Maybe I will.
Yay!
Fair enough then.
I'm like, thank you, Frank. It was very interesting talking to you. It's not a lot that in recent times I do not get to talk with salt of the earth people like you and me a lot. The hoity-toity people.
Flash to images of Sicilians sitting by a fire drinking wine.
With Herklog.
And Vlad kind of like puts another, like, whatever the ale costs on the table, takes another ale, chugs it,
chews it up, and you all head off to the church?
I was just going to say, just before we go, I was just going to go, what's your name, friend?
We never asked this guy's name, I just realised.
It's Percival.
Right, well, first of all, I suggest you find a room with a sturdy door and wait there until
don't you worry, I'm gonna
to pick you
I
up
know
in
a
a few
good
days.
spot to hide in. I'll keep my head down.
I can't believe you're
do
200
that.
silver richer. You must be so happy. Goodbye, friend.
Joe,
Good
shut
luck
up.
with your easily defensible hiding place. Where did you say it was again?
Alright, you guys head across
hand in
the
hand.
way.
That's real quick because I couldn't quite make it out.
While I was praying, I was looking through Gertrude's eyes, if it was possible.
So while I was the last part that this Frank fella told me, like the priest goes up and goes down, like
It just says goes down below.
Goes down below. Very well. Yeah. I would convey as much to like Rothbard and Joe, like about what I found out, like that they've worshipped Dagon here. Yeah.
That fits.
Alright, yeah. You guys head across and you find Lushin and John in prayer. And this guy looks over and you can see his eyes bulging. Oh, for fucking more of them. What?
I drag Joe aside and I whisper him, "What was going on? I cast message on Spensius to reply, is everything alright? And I received nothing. What's going on?"
Spensius is deaf to magical communication. It's fine. We made a friend. He's nice and rich now. He's gonna have a long, prosperous life and definitely not get shanked in the next few minutes.
Alright, insight check to see if Joe lying about not getting shanked.
No, Joe believes this.
Joe believes that across the street right now. Just step.
Okay.
No, he's fine. He probably left as you left and has scuttled away somewhere.
Good.
I might roll a stealth check for him to see if he makes for the night at some stage.
I would like to see those rolls.
I'll roll a stealth check. He is a commoner, so he has a +0 to stealth.
But mine is 0 as well.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he's fucked.
He might have a chance. Luckily, he's trying to outrun other commoners.
True.
They can all
You
move at the same
can
speed.
never catch me. All of our con stats are the same, and we have the same movement speed. Fuck you.
Oh shit! Is that an army of thugs?
You find yourselves all here, and the priest is like just glaring at you like you've gone into his bathroom and stunk it up.
So we're in the building and out of like
No open doors outside or anything.
You're in the building here. There's no like big stained glass windows. It's just shutters. You came through a door over here, and then this leads deeper into the kind of the not public part of the church. Like probably fairly public, but there's several things. I haven't put doors on them, but there's closed doors on all these.
Yeah.
Sort of.
This door that we came in through, is there any obvious way to perhaps block it?
Yeah, there's like a big bar next to it. Like you could close and just shut the bar.
Alright. Vladimir stands next to that.
Excuse
I would
me.
like to ask the question of the guy before we do anything stupid. Tell me, do you have any other people of worship that we could ask more questions about your religion?
I got some friends in the building, but I'm the head priest. What do you want, old man?
What do these things say while I'm distracting you over here? I mean, this here looks like a star, and this is that a fishing rod on a coat hanger? I'm very curious to find out everything about these while you're looking away from the door.
as Ross put.
The door.
Roll a deception check for me.
I was going to say Rothbert's just standing with his axe behind him, but Joe go, eh?
Is there such thing as double disadvantage?
I think that's good enough to make him like turn and watch you. Like it's an old lesson of the people who founded this town wrote that.
Rothbert's
So we all release our
waiting
attack.
for some sort of thing from Joe. He's waiting for a signal.
Can we
Was you waiting for a signal from Joe? Are you fucking joking?
He's standing behind him, holding the axe. Like, do you want me to hit him? I don't know.
I think Vlad puts down the big log to hold the door.
All right, if everyone's moving up, like, it doesn't matter if Joe's distracting. If 3 people move up, that close behind you.
I think Joe made it fairly clear that he was distracting this guy from the door so that Vladdy could lock it.
All right, Vlad, could you just do a quick stealth check for me, Vlad? Because it's quite.
I don't really care. Yeah,
Are you doing it loudly?
He notices, but.
All right, because that will definitely get a reaction from him.
I mean, it's disadvantaged because I'm wearing heavy armor. I don't know if that's applicable in this case, so it would be an 18.
Still a good roll.
Yeah, it's. I think it's still good enough. He doesn't notice you closing it, and then Lucian walks around. He's like, ugh! All right, you're all getting a little close for my liking. Take a step back,
I'm actually
everyone.
looking at the tablet.
So, everybody calm down. Now, Mr.
Joe
High
steps back and
Priest.
trips over the tablet.
Everybody calm down a bit. So, Mr. High Priest, and Vladimir kind of walks towards him like, I would
He
love
takes a
to
few
find...
steps over here because people are really up in space right now.
It's like, I would love to find out more about your god. Dagon, I believe was his name, yes?
No, it was Melora.
He bares his teeth at you, and he's like,
I kind of look at John like confusedly.
"You must be mistaken, friend.
No,
Fuck off."
We met a lovely man at the tavern.
Now, look. Some little birdie told me that sometimes you go down below, talk to a creature of this Dagon, yes?
He doesn't answer. He just death stares you.
Yeah. I just give him a bit. I would love to know where the entrance to this downstairs part of the building is.
Roll a insight check for me.
Inside. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do this. There you go.
19.
Nice.
You see his eyes flick in the direction of that hallway behind Spensius.
Now I would very much neither shout nor run. It would end very deadly for you.
Alright, he bares his teeth and is like,
If only we had some portable silence.
I do, but
I know, but we have discussed it. So
Quick, cast it on Vladimir.
I need everyone to roll initiative because he starts casting a spell.
Cool.
Very well.
That's kind of, I think, where we've gotten to, so that's fair enough.
I don't cast counter spell because I haven't taken it yet.
Well, he's not cast it yet either.
John, you've got a +1 as well, haven't you?
to what?
Dex.
I have +1 to Dex. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a character sheet for this guy, so I'll just have to do my rolls.
Is it just
I also have Luckstone, if that makes any difference. I rolled an 18, the Luckstone gave it +1, I don't know.
Well,
Does that mean you don't know what spell he's actually casting?
No,
He's just casting some random spell. Is it guidance?
I am GM, I know everything. If you want, you can use your reaction to try and discern what spell it is. His name is Nine.
Because I would love that.
Yeah, actually, you can use your reaction to find out what spell. Well, actually, you can do it once he starts casting it on his actual turn. Because, I say that's just for flavor. Right. John Rook. Yeah, you can see he's preparing to cast some form of spell. He brings his hands up.
Just because the spell can cast the silence and it has an area effect, I would like to fiddle about just to make sure I get it as I should.
I mean, you could just silence us all. I
want to make
this
sure
guy didn't even own a character sheet. We're going to take him down easy.
2 hours later. Oh my god!
I can't believe.
How was I to know he was a kraken in disguise? Come on, guys.
I gave you all the necessary hints.
How many fireballs did that guy have?
20-foot radius.
I'm gonna use Gertrude as a token because I can't measure properly.
It's pretty obvious where a 20-foot radius hits.
Hopefully this guy's quite low down the turn order.
Yeah, I cast it here.
Right in the middle.
That.
Alright, cool.
So it gets
down a bit because he's currently, I think,
Where's
a large
Gertrude
creature.
moving then?
Try to avoid it going through too many walls.
I'm only
like
using her
last
as
time.
a token for the aura.
We learnt that lesson.
People tend to investigate if they suddenly can't hear shit. I'm starting to get flashbacks.
You should be okay in that corner.
And...
I know he just shrunk, but that's because I didn't like how small the token used to be. He's only a medium creature, so this is how big he is.
It's casting large self.
Alright, so you
I cast
silence.
And then I move out to range of the sun of said silence.
I mean, oh, the silence. Okay, I was going to say like, don't you have to worry about him.
Rothbert.
All right, I'm just going to walk up to him in this cone of silence, and I'm going to. I might end up
What a
regretting
good
this.
spell to cast when you don't have thunder damage on your weapon.
That's fine.
We should
yeah, that's
really
true,
be
actually.
dealing
My weapon
non-lethal.
will not do. My weapon won't do thunder damage. But that's fine. So yeah,
It'll still
so-
do axe damage.
We should really be dealing non-lethal.
Yeah, I was going to non-lethal him anyway. That's fine. Like, I
And
wasn't
you
going
can't
to
say that, Vlad. You're in
Oh,
silence.
No,
I
that's
wasn't
as
gonna
far
chop him
as he
up.
gets until
was-
before the silence kicks in.
I was already going to do that. So 1.
I love the fact that I changed it to thunder damage just when you
8.
needed it for fire damage for the fish creatures, and as you're actually invoked in the silence spell.
It's fine. So 8,
bastard.
16 for 8. Does that hit?
Yeah, 16 hits for 8.
Okay, so 8 non-lethal damage, and again 23 for 13 non-lethal damage.
So what's that total? It's
21.
21. Cool. Yeah, he's still up.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's all I have.
You lay into him, and he sort of defends himself with his staff. Like,
Just bonk him on the head a few times.
yeah, he does. You don't get the head. Like he blocks you.
Well,
You drive him
Hit
back.
him in the nads a few times.
In the shins, you know.
Either way, it fucking hurts.
yeah, I'm done. So Lucian's turn.
Okay, Lucian.
Seeing as there's suddenly no sound and I can see Rothbert attacking the guy, I'll also attempt to disable him, non-lethally.
Cool. Yeah, you go up. You swing your balls at his face. Yeah, that hits. 12.
Oh, if only I had advantage.
That hits as well. So what's that total? That's 21? No, it's
21.
not. 21?
42 total now. He's taking. Yeah, 21. He's taking 42 total.
Cool. Still up. Hey, you lay into him, but he's quite sturdy, actually. He's, like, defending himself. He pushes, like, Rothbert back, then snarls at Lucian, but no sound comes out. Snufflet.
She's going to land on his face and cover his eyes with her wings. Because she can't sing Careless Whispers, because she's silent.
Alright. Advantage for the next person, who is Vladimir.
I will non-lethally shock and grasp him.
Can you
can't.
use Shocking Grasp?
You can't.
Every melee attack can be non-lethal.
No, no.
It's verbal.
You can't shocking grasp.
Yeah, you can't cast it because it's in silence.
It does have a verbal component.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Well,
I
you saw
thought it
me-
only had semantics and it only had
No,
semantics.
actually, yeah. To be honest, Roll20 has been wrong about this shit before. So let's
I
quickly.
I think all cantrips have a verbal component, but I might be wrong.
It might
I
be.
think it probably does.
I'm gonna check, but just in
Yeah,
case,
it's
you did
verbal
leave
and semantic. It's verbal and semantic only, so it's VS.
It is,
not
yes. There's
VSM.
no material component.
Yeah, I step out of the silence and bloody light a cigarette or something. I don't want to attack him with range because I don't want to kill him.
I mean, I want to kill him.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. He has hit points.
thank
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, but he's not. He doesn't seem to be a super big threat in the
Just
silence.
go ahead and do it.
No.
Jesus Christ, John!
Fuck you, John. Alright,
Let him
Vladdy.
play his character.
Alright, so
Little devil on
Vladdy.
your soul, Vladimir.
Lights a
Yeah, I'm
cigarette.
just looking if I can do anything else that's useful, but not really. Yeah, that's it.
Alright, he seems pretty confused that he suddenly just cannot hear. But, you know, no one's attacked him from outside of it yet, so he doesn't know where the silence spell ends, so he's just going to make an attack. To make a spell.
Just going to what, sorry?
He's
I
gonna
think Matt's left the room.
Sorry, I'm leaning down through the book.
I mean,
You don't have to kneel down to read.
No, just shut the
He's got
fuck
bad
up,
eyes,
Adam.
okay?
It's one of those special books. You have to be knelt down. You have to hold it in moonlight. Otherwise, the text.
He runs across and attacks Joe. Provoking an attack opportunity from Rothbert.
Can you grapple as an attack opportunity? I can never remember.
No, I think it came to decision. No.
No, fine. I still get no, wait. Is reckless only on my turn, or
You'd have advantage from you'd still be reckless anyway. Plus you'd have advantage
during this turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I have advantage from stuff anyway. Okay, so it doesn't matter.
You decide at the start of your turn. So
he runs over and he actually tries to claw Joe. Like he drops his staff and comes at Joe with claws, but doesn't manage to hit you.
He takes 7 damage.
Yeah, 7 more non-lethal.
Doesn't manage to hit me?
No, he only got a 10.
Oh, okay.
Does a 10 hit you? That'd be great if it did.
No.
Ah. Yeah, comes across silently snarling and tries to claw you, but can't get you. Joe.
As Joe is just outside of the silence and this guy's just in, Joe's gonna go hold up one finger, touch it to the guy's nose and go, boop!
Joe's outside of the silence there? I didn't realize it. Yeah, I thought he did it right in the middle of the room. Oh, he did it there?
I did it so it covers the corners.
Oh, okay. Oh, he could have actually moved out of it. He didn't know that. That's fine. Oh, if he'd taken one more step, he'd have been out of it.
No, that's good. I don't think he would have. I cast it not in the corner. I cast it so it covers the corner, so about here.
So Joe is in the silence there.
We should get a token for this. Yeah, we should really get a token for this in future.
He did do a token. He did it right in the middle of the room.
Let me use Oswald. It will work.
We could just someone could just make a generic spell radius token that people can edit.
Yeah, we really should do
as
that.
a character sheet.
Okay, so it's there.
Oh, Joe's gonna roll a death save. I clicked it back.
He just has to do that every 24 hours at this stage in his life.
Still breathing. In that case, as Joe is silenced, I mean, he would have noticed that he can't hear anything, although he's kind of old.
Okay, so you couldn't shock and grasp. Okay.
No, he can't shock and grasp. I thought he was just outside the silence.
No,
everybody measures in the corner, and anyway, he's gonna take out his mop and mop the floor with this guy.
No, he is not.
Oh no, the mop failed.
Gertrude, then John.
I'm holding it the wrong way around.
Gertrude is gonna fly over to give advantage against him.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be a waste. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
what about Spensius?
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
But you can give him a verbal command.
Oh, you can
command him on my. I suppose I could have provoked an attack of opportunity.
That's it.
He's partially in the silence, partially out.
But Joe has to give verbal commands.
Joe wouldn't know that either.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I forgot about it anyway. This just
it makes sense.
Joe
I think
would
it's John.
Hit again anyway.
Do your thing, John.
Yeah, I'll sacred flame him.
All right.
John just kills the guy.
I don't think you can. It's not a touch spell. Oh no, but I thought you were doing it through your owl. You're not.
Well, in that case, if we really want to be careful, if Matthew will allow to retcon it, because I haven't cast the spell yet, I'll stab him with a dagger.
All right, yeah, you run up and non-lethally dagger him
with advantage.
Yeah. Maybe I'll crit.
Who knows?
Yeah, you hit him. He takes 5 more damage.
And that's 6 radiant.
Oh, and 6 radiant, so 11 damage. Cool.
You can add that to your weapon strikes.
I most often use weapon strikes when someone goes out of my range, and that doesn't proc on it.
I mean, you can add it permanently. But anyway, let's carry on.
Yeah, Rothbert.
I carry on recklessly swinging at him.
Yeah, and this guy's not going down. He's proving surprisingly hardy, and he's becoming more and more feral as you fight him.
We were told earlier that he goes down sometimes, so people were lying.
So 9 damage.
Yeah, 9 more.
Still up.
And next attack. Crit for
there
15.
There we go. 15. All right. Staggers back against the thing, puts a hand on it. You see you've cut away from his clothing, and he's got scaly flesh underneath. And now that he's you've managed to get him in a fighting thing, he seems far more bestial and monstrous than he was. Before he was just ugly, but now he seems basically inhuman, and he's snarling with teeth and lashing with claws.
If anyone's proficient at reading lips, you see Joe say, "I'm confused and aroused," but because of the silent spell, you can't hear anything.
Lucian, it's your go.
I continue bashing.
Yeah, continue slapping with balls. Hits.
Yep.
Consistent.
So what's that total there?
19 even.
19. Yeah. Badly wounded now, staggers back against this tablet, bleeding like this thick, dark blood in several places. Snufflet. And then Vladimir.
Sits on his shoulder and diarrhea's down his back.
Silence.
Glittery fey diarrhea.
Vladimir just kind of moves over here and shrugs. He's like,
This is horrible. We're just bullying this guy into the corner and punching him.
Just go down. Go down.
That'd be a
just
15.
like bonks him with the hilt of the dagger that he's like, where did I fucking leave? It's somewhere in here.
Alright. He is going to attack Joe again, just because Joe has the least armor on as far as he can see, and he wants to hurt something. 21.
Ooh. 21 hits.
Cool.
For 50 damage.
So you can see, like I said, he's like in this mad, like, vicious frenzy. He's drawn these claws out that he's striking at you with. And he does...
Jesus, this man's taking a lot of fucking punishment.
Do I take no damage?
19 damage as he
19 damage.
grabs you with his claws on both shoulders and just starts shaking you violently.
Yeah, that's the wrong thing. But because he hit me, that means Spensius is actually going to wake up from his stupor. But yeah, I take 19 damage.
Yeah. It's a mad, like, killing frenzy at this stage. Joe, you're bleeding from the shoulders. He's like, this guy's got you and he's just shaking you violently.
Seeing that, Spensius is going to run up and katana the fuck out of this guy.
Oh shit.
For Joe! Wow, it's a lot of attacks.
But the first one hits. He gets 4.
I haven't seen him be badass guy yet. Okay, so 7 plus 6. Alright, Spensius deals with him. How does Spensius, like, knock him out or just cut him to shreds?
The guy just attacked Joe. Spensius doesn't really do non-lethal. He just runs in and General Grievous is the fuck out of him.
Just a whirlwind of blade, like, hacks this guy down. He, like, falls across the thing, all in complete silence, and lies there, bleeding, like, this dark blood across this
So much for non-lethal.
Joe looks angry and he's pointing at Spensius and his lips are moving, but you can't hear anything.
Yeah, you guys are still all on the silent spell. This guy's well, and again now that he's like down and he's kind of like like I said before, he's like a particularly ugly half orc. But now that you can see these nails are drawn and some of his clothes been ripped off, there's like scaly flesh underneath. There's something definitely a bit more than a bit odd about this guy.
Could I do just a quick autopsy to just get a bit more information about what's actually going on with him?
Yeah, sure. Do a medicine check.
Just take one of Spencer's katanas, cut the guy open.
I would like to just check if anyone heard anything, anyone's coming suspicious.
Yeah, no one heard anything. John, when you actually go out of it there, you can, looking up, you can see this corridor here, although I haven't put doors on them, all these rooms are shut, kind of deeper in, and you can hear the kind of like maybe a quick murmured bit of conversation with your passive perception. But it doesn't sound like they've heard or noticed anything.
I nod to the party saying everything's fine.
They can't hear you.
I nod.
You nod and they like nod back.
You nod. Oh shit, this guy's coming quick. Fuck. This guy's coming. Come on, guys.
Yeah, you have a quick look over him. Yeah, now that you get a closer and better look at him, you see like you couldn't really tell before because he kept his hands inside of his like long robes, but he's got long like sharp fingernails and webbed fingers. His body is a lot more like tough and like durable than most. Like when you try and cut him open, it's like sawing through leather, and like his spine is somewhat like arched and protracted. You think and you also like looking him over, you notice like hidden in his robes he has gills.
Is there anything else of value either on his person or as part of his person?
No, except for maybe there's like a holy symbol that you don't recognize.
Ooh.
I would take a sample of his skin, basically.
I'd like to pick up the holy symbol, and as I carry Spensius out of the silence, go, you did a bloody good job, Spensius, but I have to pretend to be angry. Oh, I'm out of the silence.
Be silent, be silent.
What?
Question. What is the tablet written in Common, Abyssal, or Celestial?
No, none of those.
Could I read Elvis, Sylvan, and Undercommon? None of those either.
Nope.
Not
Infernal?
Not uncommon. No.
Draconic?
Nope.
Welsh.
Nope.
I assume it might be a quack, to be honest.
Joe's gonna hold up the symbol that he found, mostly to Vladimir, because Vladimir is the symbol collector, and go, this was on the body. Recognize it?
I assume it is one of Dagon, but
It doesn't look like
I don't think
Dagon's.
I've ever seen it before.
I mean, he told us it was of Melora.
22 on religion. I at least know that it's not Melora.
Definitely not
Clearly
Melora.
not.
It's definitely not any major religion in the world. It appears to be like a crouching figure with the wings of a dragon and the body of like a kind of stooped body and like tentacles growing from its face. Maybe Lucian and Rothbert have flashbacks of a terrible creature they fought recently, but it's much stumpier and much very different in proportions. You gather looking at it makes you feel somewhat sickly, and like staring for too long almost seems to give you a headache.
Would you like it for your collection, Vladimir? I'd happily trade it for, say, a level 1 cure wounds.
I do not really have collection, but also if John heals you, it is a lot more efficient because he's better at healing than me.
Yeah.
No,
But
I
You
don't
said gave
know.
us a
I
flashback
don't
to a
judge.
particular creature. What creature? was that?
A certain illithid.
Oh,
a
so
tentacly
John,
mouth.
So John as well.
Yeah.
I will. If you give it to me, I can conduct some research once we get back home about this cult. I assume it is a holy symbol of Dagon, though.
Okay. I mean, I wasn't going to keep hold of it. I've no need for it. Neither does Spensius, being a mortal being and all that. Here you go.
Thank you.
I know this is a very inopportune, guys, but do you mind if I cast water, walk in on us in 10 minutes?
I mean, we probably.
You're literally in like a very important building in the town with a dead body.
That we just barred the door to. I don't think we have 10
We
minutes.
did close the door off, and no one heard us. So
You are
Yeah, but
also
someone tries
aware.
to come
John
in,
has heard there
yeah.
are other people in this very building.
Let's
let us maybe clear out the church and then
Let's
see
hide
if
the
we
body.
find a way down.
this slab. Is there actually space behind it, or is the slab on the floor, or is it propped up?
It's on the floor.
Can I lift up the slab slightly? Have Spensius put the body under it, and then lay the slab down on the body, so the slab is slightly propped up,
Yeah.
and the body is hidden.
Yeah, you can believe the body is hidden if that makes you feel better.
Blood smear
Nobody would know.
flicks across the wall where Spencer's gutted the guy. Look at
John,
him.
could you give Joel a quick healing though?
Sure, I'll try.
I can turn invisible and try and go for it.
Have a quick look up the corridor.
Thank you.
Might not be the worst idea you've ever had.
I think the worst idea was standing in front of a giant yesterday, but
John, one should be plenty.
I cast it twice.
I mean, you're far too kind. I'm trying to remember how many hit points I have.
Yes,
lost
Rothbard,
19, so-
Nope, more than that.
yes,
Ah.
Rothbard, that might be a good idea.
Alright, okay.
We'll stay here. If anything happens, scream.
I really suggest we go along as well, like all of us.
he's invisible.
We are not very quiet. I think if Rothbard has a look around himself, might be
Alright. Rothbert, you turn
more
invisible.
intelligent.
You move. What's your passive perception, Rothbert?
14 or 15, have a look.
Alright, well then, if it's one of those, then
14,
yeah.
14. Yeah.
You get up about here in the corridor, and you would notice that the statue up ahead, the kind of old one, the dust around its feet kind of shows that it can be pulled aside to reveal like a secret door.
Okay.
You also do hear,
just-
like, in a couple of the rooms around you, maybe the sound of, like, brief conversation. You know.
Can I? Okay, so I mean, would I know which rooms? I mean, I was going to say, can I tell how many people are there? But if it's just random noises,
I
probably wouldn't be
haven't
able to
even
discern
made up my
difference.
mind how many people are in there, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah,
It's
it's just
awkward when we go and butcher them, then, isn't it?
people around you. But yeah, you can see there's this statue over at the end, which seems to open up into some form of secret door.
Okay.
Stufflet's gonna staying close to the ceiling is gonna fly through. Does she see? What is it in one of these two rooms? You said there are a random number of people.
I mean, she can't get into any of the rooms; they're closed off.
Oh, you said the doors are closed. I
Yeah.
forget.
I'll come back and just very quietly, to start with, trying not to startle anyone, relay that there's people in the rooms up ahead, but there appears to be a statue that can be moved. It looks like it might reveal something else. Got to stay invisible, obviously. I might as well make the use of it while I am.
Oh yes, I agree. Who are you? Sorry.
Hey Joe, it's Rothbard. I can go invisible. It's a weird thing this ring does. I don't know. I've not actually used it yet. It's kind of weird.
I can go invisible as well, but I didn't prepare it today.
Hey, well, there's people in the rooms up ahead. If we... we could try to move the statue and just go past them, but then we're probably going to have to come back this way, so I don't know what's going to be best.
I'm worried if we leave people in there alive, they could easily alert others to our presence and indeed unlock this door that we spent so much time trying to get locked.
I'm going to just
I
real
say
quick
we,
talk out of character. There's plenty of content to go through already. It's still in this mission, and the fighting there wouldn't serve any purpose. So just so we don't end up going till like 3-4 a.m., it might be better just to avoid entering those rooms to slip by. I promise they will not sneak up on you.
Are we able to bolt them from the outside? Because that would make
Sure, if that makes you feel happier, yes, you can absolutely bolt them from the outside.
Alright, fine.
Cool.
If this was like a
We got
long-running
bolt from the
campaign
outside,
setting,
really.
you could have a cool fight here and then continue on. But I'm just concerned about time.
Yeah.
No,
that's fine.
bolt the doors. Fuck
As
the
long as you're
bastard.
not at a risk, that's fine.
Go to your rooms, asshole. Nah.
Alright. I'll give this a try. Do I need to investigate to see?
No,
how
it's
moves?
relatively
You just-
obvious. You give it a pull. It's not the main defense is no one comes here, so they didn't have to have a particularly good secret door. You pull it aside. Doesn't make too much noise, and you see there's a ladder descending into the earth. Joe throws out his back trying to help you.
Son of a bitch.
It's okay. I've got it, Joe. I've got it.
Oh, God.
Just can I carry the statue? Does it become invisible?
It's huge, so you just pull it out the way.
It
Joe
has to
would
be on the
help, but
person.
he's now
when it
invalid
does.
now.
It's fine. I got it. So yeah, I shift it aside, and you say it reveals. Is it like a ladder going down? Sorry,
It's a ladder going down into what looks like a cavern.
I mean, should I go first again, since as I'm not currently visible?
That seems like a good idea. Maybe.
Who said that?
Okay, I guess should I just go down and come back up and let you guys know, or
Would you like me to send my owl quickly first to have a look-see around? Because she can fly.
But she's not invisible.
an owl appearing down there might be a little bit suspicious.
An invisible dwarf would be even more suspicious. You don't see those at all, ever.
Okay, I just go. Alright, guys, wait here. If you hear any shouting, come quickly.
So Rothbert
descends.
descends into the darkness and doesn't find anything but a cavern going deeper into the earth. It looks like it extends for some distance. So you would
I pop back up and relay that.
Yeah. And after relaying that, I imagine everyone.
How long does it take?
To what? Get down the ladder? Just a few seconds.
Oh, I thought he was going to go a bit deeper in there.
Oh no, I was just going to make sure that wherever we go down to is not, we're not
all right,
walking into a group of fish people.
Yeah. That's
Fishmen's.
And then we can move on to another map as well.
Yeah.
Keep things going.
Let's go.
Yeah, so you guys descend into the darkness and begin to make your way through this cavern beneath the town. The walls and floor beneath you are all kind of slimy and slippery. Like if everything above seemed kind of moist and rotten, here it just feels, just kind of gross, sticky, slimy kind of feeling as you go along. Maybe a couple of times one of the less dexterous of you slips and almost falls. But you make your way down.
My back.
And Joe throws out his back a couple of times. Medicine has to be applied to him to keep him going. But yeah, you guys descend deeper into the earth, moving through. The cavern stays pretty straight down, and it looks like it's actually been walked kind of before. In places you maybe find like small, like carved altars to the same symbol you found above, and sort of just general signs of passage.
Desecrate them as we go past.
Yeah, cool.
You know,
if you're going to desecrate an altar, I would definitely recommend desecrating these altars. And yeah, you descend into the darkness below. And I'm just going to take, I think, a quick break here. Everyone go to the bathroom.
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to go grab another drink. And
Okay.
just, take a wee break.
Very well.
That sounds like a good idea.
As you descend into the darkness beneath Tavern's maw.